Welcome on board to the Alien Spaceship talk show with Emmy Hikins and Trevor, a podcast where no topic is off limits. Fasten your seatbelt, stick the kettle on, you're in for a bumpy ride. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can say we are a successful species because we have learned to do those things. With problems, we face difficult challenges as a species and as individuals sometimes. So it's about how do we come up with novel solutions to those problems. We solve those problems with creativity and innovation. Yeah, we can make human life better, things like the sat-nav and stuff like that. And also, sometimes we invent things which, may be physical objects, they may be concepts, they may be systems in today's world, which are very important. And maybe most of all, the adaptability, the resourcefulness is so important, because if you think of it as humans, we're creatures which perfectly adapt to this incredible planet we live on. It would have to be. We were created within the confines of what the planet offers, the atmosphere and all that goes with it. And I liken it in a way to how the wheels of a train sits on these perfectly parallel lines called train lines. One befits the other to perfection. And occasionally in life, I guess, there's a changing environment. We know the Earth is dynamic and it does change. And we have to learn to adapt, to make the most of sometimes limited availability of resources. So I guess human ingenuity is about all those things and about the cleverness of humanity to adapt. Of course, it's not always a positive, is it? We populate most areas of the planet and we've made life very comfortable for most humans on the planet. But of course, sometimes with the technology that's been developed, it creates its own set of problems. For example, climate change, pollution, difficult areas which the Earth might reject or eventually will rise up against, which nature will always have its way with us. But whether we are on a path to sustainability of the growing human race is a matter, I guess, for another discussion. But for the moment, we're looking at the brilliance, the cleverness of human ingenuity. And we could look at perhaps three areas. We could look at agriculture, where great strides have been made forward, which have grown, we can grow more food to feed ourselves, to feed other people on the planet. The infrastructure, the incredible infrastructure that we see around us, not just today, but when you think of the debts we owe to our ancestors and the way that they could build these incredible buildings, which they didn't have even the technology, anything like it that we have today. And we see that in other areas, like, for example, the building of aeroplanes. If we take Concorde as a particular example, the design of which was started in the 50s and then completed during the early 60s. It first flew, I believe, in 69. But it was all done by slide rule. It wasn't done by computers. You think of the precision involved in an aeroplane generally, but particularly with what Concorde could do, flying supersonically. All of those calculations were made by humans and slide rules. And it's quite something to look at a slide rule and see what's on it. It's talk about mind-blowing. But yeah, so we owe our forefathers huge debts, not just in technical things like Concorde, but with infrastructure, with buildings and so on. So, so that's the thing. Another one, of course, is medicine. Medicine is, great strides have been made for the betterment of humankind. We think of things like, I think Rose said about vaccinations, illnesses which have largely been dealt with, have disappeared, like, I guess, polio and smallpox, all because of human brilliance at, creating vaccinations that would actually do that. So there's many areas that we can look at, not all perhaps leading to the sustainable planetary situation we want, but all of which are a testament to how humans have got this brilliance, which when we use it for brilliance and not for destruction, it's a great asset to have. One example, perhaps, if we're looking at medicine, will be Marie Curie. Any thoughts, either of you, on what she achieved? Do you know much about Marie Curie?
I wrongly used to think Marie Curie was responsible for penicillin, which obviously it's not. It's Alexander
Fleming.
Fleming. And now it's just actually, it's gone out of my head. So you'll have to refresh my memory on what she was responsible for. And that isn't because I don't know it. It's just because my old brain sometimes will not produce what I wanted to produce at the time I needed.
What about you, Cuz? Do you know anything about Marie Curie?
Well, I thought it was a magazine.
Oh, no.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.